Rambabu sir, and good afternoon, Nirosha ma'am, and to everyone present here. We'll start in another couple of minutes, like probably 5 minutes, so that everyone can join in. Good afternoon, AD ma'am. So I think good number of people have joined. So let's start today's session. So first up, I'm Manaswini, and my seniors have given the responsibility to us. So now where the current second years are running Career Clubhouse. And today we're all gathered here to have an event and a talk with Rambabu sir. So a little bit about Clubhouse for all the juniors who just came in for the first class. Clubhouse is basically a committee which is run by students, and we call in speakers every week so that they can give their insight about how things are running out after graduation, what to do after graduation, any advice or tips, and what are the career options here after completing your BSc Horticulture from our college. So today we have a very eminent speaker with us, Mr. Rambabu sir, who's currently pursuing his PG in BGSC at the prestigious IARI New Delhi, and he's come here to give us a little insight about how things are there and how to prepare for the exam, what it is like at IARI New Delhi. So let's welcome Rambabu sir.
Thank you.
Rambabu, we just want to see you once.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to everyone. Myself, Rambabu. I completed my UG from the College of Horticulture, Rajendra Nagar.
Can you put on your video, ma'am? Rambabu.
Ma'am, okay. I opened, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm visible, ma'am?
No.
Not yet, ma'am.
Maybe signal problem, ma'am.
Okay, right. Yeah, you continue, ma'am. Continue.
Now I'm pursuing my master's at IARI New Delhi in Vegetable Science Department. I'm here to express my how I started my preparation and which points we have to cover during the preparation of JRF. First thing, JRF. JRF horticulture is a vast subject, and we have to remember all those points. And it is divided into majorly four divisions: fruits, vegetables, and flora and plantation and spices. In fruits and vegetables, both they cover nearly 60% bits mostly came from the fruits and vegetables only. And rank deciding factors are came from the plantation and the spices. So we have to focus more on fruits and vegetables rather than flora and plantations. Before to start the JRF preparation, you have to read two basic books. They are Handbook of Horticulture by K.L. Chadha and Basic Horticulture by Jitendra Singh. First thing, in a Handbook of Horticulture, you have to focus more in fruits portion compared to vegetables. In fruits, mostly direct bits are came from only. In a handbook, two volumes are there. One volume one and volume two. One JRF horticulture. General horticulture will. In a volume two, crops are covered. In volume one, near bits are came from the volume only, like general horticulture, root stocks and polyhouse products. Like that, questions are came from the volume one only. So you have to focus more on volume one. In a fruits, you have to start with P.K. Chattopadhyay. P.K. Chattopadhyay, you have to focus more on temperate crops. Hello?
ఆడిబుల్
Ma'am.
చెప్పండి వినిపిస్తుంది.
Okay. Yeah, viనిపిస్తుంది. Yeah, okay. First in fruits, you have to start with P.K. Chattopadhyay. In P.K. Chattopadhyay, don't go deeply. You have to focus more on temperate crops. Temperate crops, direct bits are came from the P.K. Chattopadhyay. Apple, pear, peach, plum. In apple and peach, nearly 3 to 4 questions are came from these two books only. In a handbook, we have to cover major tropical crops. Most of the questions in fruits came from the tropical crops only, like mango, banana, citrus. In citrus, they will ask root stocks of citrus. These kind of questions are came covered from the handbook only. So we have to focus more handbook on fruits only. And papaya, sapota, these kind of chapters and these kind of crops you have to read in a Ranjit Singh book, pomology, textbook of pomology by Ranjit Singh. And one major book for fruits, it is a ready reckoner for pomology. It is a little bit tricky, but it is used for SRF preparation. But if you have time permits, then you can go with ready reckoner for pomology. And remaining instant glass test and essence, you have to cover these points for fruits. And some of the specific objectives for fruits is there. They are A to Z horticulture. This is one of the most important objective for fruits. You have to cover some major crops, only tropical crops bits you have to cover A to Z horticulture. And another one is treasure of fruit science. Treasure of fruit science. This is the most important objective for the homology, but it is used for the SR preparation. But if nearly 1 to 10 chapters are present in that book, you have to focus more on 1 to 5th chapters. Now comes to vegetables. Vegetables nowadays, they are more focusing on the breeding part compared to general aspects. So in the breeding parts, you have to focus more on Vishnu Swarup book compared to Tamras. My opinion is we have to start your preparation with Vishnu Swarup compared to Tamras. In Tamras, they won't give about genetics and like those, but in come to the Vishnu Swarup, they will give more focus on breeding part. So you have to focus more on Vishnu Swarup, nearly Solanaceae crops and cruciferous crops. These two crops, these two family crops are most important for the breeding aspects. And some of the important book, desing. Desing is also most important for the vegetable science. And another is new varieties. New varieties are the most important. You can search your new varieties in ICAR sites and IIER sites, IHR sites. You can find everywhere in new varieties. You write it down in one notes and you read every day. Most of the questions are in vegetables. Most of the questions are came from the breeding aspects. So don't read blindly only production technology. Mostly in Solanaceae and Cruciferaceae, they will ask like a male sterility and a genetic mechanism, which is self-compatible, self-incompatible. These kind of questions are coming. And in cucurbits also, they are focusing more newly emerged crops, means ridge gourd, sponge gourd. These nowadays these are well developed crops, so they are asking in that crops only. So nearly cucurbits you have to study sex forms in cucurbits and male sterility in crucifers and species in Solanaceae. These portions we have to cover in Vishnu Swarup book. And some of the objectives for vegetables, it is objective valericulture by Madhusudan Reddy. This is most important, and this book is also good for SRF, JRF, and A to Z horticulture is also. And nearly essence. Essence also focus. You have to focus more on essence. For vegetables, you focus more on essence. And floriculture and plantation, you have to enough for the instant clusters. Instant clusters is essence, enough for the floriculture, plantation and spices. And floriculture, you have to go with the floriculture at a glance by Deshraf. This is the most important book, and nearly 5 to 6 direct questions are came from this book only. Floriculture at a glance by Deshraf. And plantation and spices, instant clusters is enough. If time permits, you can go with N Kumar, major crops, rubber, coffee, tea, and coconut. These 4 crops you can go through with N Kumar, because last year they asked one new variety which is present in N Kumar. But most of the students they won't read N Kumar. But rank deciding factors are came from these kind of books only. So if time permits to you, you can go with these kind of books, because if the students who doesn't take these kind of questions, they won't get. But those who are read, they will get this kind of questions. And for post harvest, nearly in post harvest, 1 2 questions are asked, but these are present in glimpses of post harvest. Glimpses of post harvest by Uddal Singh. For objective portion, you should prefer this kind. And for post harvest, instant clusters is enough. And for objectives, you can go with glimpses of post harvest by Uddal Singh. And some of the objectives I will tell, and they are the mission horticulture and vision horticulture and Bharat Singh Hadda. These 3 books are general objectives. You can cover fruits, vegetables, and plantations. Hello.
Yes, sir. Can continue.
Yeah. For fruits, in a handbook portion, you have to focus more on mango, banana. Mango, banana, these 2 crops are most important for the handbook. And temperate crops. Temperate crops in peach, they will ask more questions compared to these 4 crops. You have to focus more on major crops compared to the minor crops. Don't waste your time by reading depth questions in minor. You have to focus more on major crops. So they will ask majorly on major crops only. And nearly 60 portion they will ask from the major crops only. In and before the 1 month before the exam, you go with handbook of horticulture basics thing and basic horticulture by Jitendra Singh. And in fruits, they will more focusing on physiological disorders. Therefore, more focusing on physiological disorders. These physiological disorders are more majorly present in the basic horticulture book by Jitendra Singh. And in basic horticulture, nearly 5 to 6 chapters are there, which is directly Dixicane, microbial symbiosis, and plant growth regulators, and nitrogen fixing bacteria. These chapters you have to focus more thing because direct bits will come and heat degree units. Write it down in all the formulas. You write it down in one notebook and you read every day because last year also they ask one formula regarding the heat units. And in vegetables, you focus more on new varieties, which is a majorly present Kasi series, which is a IAVR released varieties and IHR varieties. And recently major crops chili. ICAR released by 4 major crops chili. They will ask this kind of questions only. So during in vegetables, varieties are more prominent because they will ask more about the varieties which is recently released varieties. Don't go deeply in arca varieties and pusa varieties. And during the varieties you will during the revision you will confuse it about varieties. So don't confuse and compare the varieties from crop to crop. You compare every variety and make a characteristic variety and what is the characteristics of this variety and what in in cauliflower pusa beta caseary is there. So you have to mention those characters. You have to remember those kind of characteristics which is related to the breeding aspects. These kind of questions they are more focusing. And in floriculture, you have to read instant clusters enough. Instant clusters is enough. Don't go with essence also. Instant clusters is enough. And floriculture at a glance by Deshraf. This is the most important objective book you have to cover. Nearly you have to read nearly 5 to 6 times. 5 to 6 times because of direct bits will come from this book only. And for general agriculture, you go with Nimra Sunda and Arun Kantia volume series 1 and 2. If Nimra Sunda is the best, don't go with Arun Kantia. If time permits to you, then you can go with Arun Kantia. But Nimra Sunda is good. But don't allot 3 to 4 hours for Nimra Sunda. You just give 1 hour per Nimra Sunda, which is a night during evening time and during night before go to the bed, and you give this book because nearly 5 to 6 questions will come, but we don't know from where the questions will come. General schemes they will ask, or general agriculture they will ask. So don't waste your time by reading general agriculture. You have to more focus on general horticulture portion only, which is a volume 1 of handbook of horticulture, which direct bits will come. And for tropical fruit crops also they will focusing on, they will ask harvesting times. We students actually neglect those kind of questions, but we have to focus more on tropical fruit crops. Harvesting period is most important. And physiological disorders of pineapple, papaya, these 2 crops physiological disorders are most important. Yes ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir.
And don't go with more references. Don't read more number of books. Should select your standardized books and read those books and give more revisions, less references and more revisions. And read the consistency, revision, and clarity. These 3 aspects you have to remember in your mind, and while reading the JRF. And don't quit during the preparation. It was tough for during the first During the first revision or during the first time we have to when we will get it is tough for us, but don't quit. After fifth or sixth revision, you will get automatically you come to know all those points. But during the first time, you will get harder. So you have to maintain consistency. Is there any doubts? Hirosha ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Sayeda, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you, ma'am? And, thanks for coming over here, Rambabu, for interacting
Thank
with
you,
our
ma'am.
students. And I hope most of our students will be getting the ranks this time also. And we are hoping that they started preparation. But only
Yes,
one
ma'am.
thing is, since how long you have prepared for this exam, Amma? JRF? Since when did you start your preparations? Is it in
Yeah,
Draway or
ma'am.
reality?
Yeah, I started my preparation from the 3 to ma'am, fifth semester onwards.
Okay.
I used to read nearly 3 hours per day after the dinner break.
So you started in fifth only, huh? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. And
And this is the best time also for to start the preparation or to prepare. This is the 3 to fifth semester is the best.
what about your colleagues there, Amma? Colleagues there in IARI Delhi, are you still attending in virtual mode?
No, ma'am. Still online mode is going on now.
Online only, huh? That's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
ma'am.
You are still online. Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I think most of the students are waiting to respond to you, Amma. They wanted to clarifications. You can answer their queries.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, sure.
Join you on that, Amma. You can, all of you can interact with Rambabu. Uh, all of you. Syed, you had some question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can interact with Rambabu, huh? Your seniors. He's waiting for your thing.
So, what is the strategy you followed during examinations? How you prepared? How you manage both the course and this preparation?
I can't get your question, Sayed. Hello.
Yes, sir. What is your strategy? This preparation, sir. JR?
During preparation,
Yes, sir. During preparation, during the course.
yeah. I used first thing I used to read. I started my preparation with a handbook of horticulture. Handbook of horticulture, and I used to manage both semester online semester exams and these. And during in semester exams during the part A, I used to read instant glasses for part A objectives. This was this is usual for me. And second year, second year is a crucial time, and second year is the most important. Nearly most of the JRF portion was covered in second year only. So you have to listen all the classes during the second year in temperate crops, in tropical fruits and tropical vegetables. Listening of the classes. So it is easy for me, and it is good means to get a knowledge regarding the crop. So during the study, don't go with the production technology also. You have to read general accepts and what is the crop mentioned for, and what is the importance of those crops, and what is the crop breedingly achieved, and what are the F1 hybrids recently released by IHR and ICAR. These kind of questions, if you come to know, then you will nearly achieve. Just you have to know the basic points. Don't go deeply. This is the strategy. Means don't go with the deep, and don't overthink about the crop. and you have to come to know the basic points of those crops. They will ask these kind of questions only.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Still, anyone have any queries? Please ask us.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, which subject has the best scope?
Which is subjects main horticulture is also best scope, but plant science, and this is also horticulture is also nowadays the horticulture is gaining importance. So you have to focus, decide what is what, and you think about the plant science and compare and the horticulture. In these two, you have to decide what you want.
Sir, how to prepare the notes, like short notes?
How to prepare short notes? Short notes means don't write what is present in that during study. You have to make a code. You have to make your code and write it on your notes. And daily when you use it to walk, and when you will go room, and you read those kind of my mates make a note in your note mobile, and you use it to read. You have to read, or you will read. Don't copy paste it. Varieties is the most important. You made a notes on varieties only. Variety of characteristics and new recently released varieties. You make your own notes, and don't write your general aspects. You have make don't instead of writing the notes, you have to remember. You have to increase your remembering capacity, and you have by giving the number of revisions. And remember, and when you will get free or when you will get tired, you can recollect those points, the points which doesn't remember to you. Then you come to know, oh, this point I forgot, so you will remember those points. And make your code, or make your own notes according to your code. Don't copy paste on instant classes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Mm. Is there anyone?
And as per your knowledge, Ramabu, which is in more demand, Amma? What do you mean by, like, a few years back they were saying that there's no demand for floriculture. Seeds could they left over and could another. What do you mean by that? Now people are
Yeah,
opting for
man.
which subject? People are opting for which subjects right now? What are the subjects which are in demand?
In floriculture or any other department, no? Means any other
In
branches or only
horticulture,
floriculture?
horticulture subjects, first of all, you can highlight some horticulture subjects which are in demand. Right? Starting from
Yeah,
fruit
yeah.
sciences, vegetable sciences, what do you prefer?
Instead of in horticulture, floriculture means floriculture is gaining in importance now, and already vegetables is most important. Vegetable is
Yes,
more important
it's evergreen. Yeah.
than compared to fruits and flori.
Okay.
And fruits also more gaining important instead of orchard management for temperate crops. Yeah,
Okay.
we have to make how we maintain. Nowadays we are planning temperate orchards in tropical areas. So for those scope, for those importance, we have to fruits also gaining important. Means in ARS also more jobs are present in homology department compared to other departments.
Nirosha? Nirosha? What happened to our students? If anybody has any queries, they can directly ask them, Mama. Ramap is there. He's sparing his valuable time for us.
Yes, yes.
And I think they'll be in contact with you, Rambapu, if you are just spare some time for them. Okay.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. I will be there.
And they'll be asking some queries also. They'll be having a lot of doubts once they start seriously preparing that.
Yeah, they will get more doubts during
Yeah,
when they will start your preparation.
seriously once they start preparing, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks a lot for joining the. Okay.
Can I ask small doubt?
Yeah.
So before going to examination, how are you used to revise the syllabus? How you used to
Your
overcome?
voice somewhat a disturbance. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Uh,
Before a week or few days before examination, how you used to revise the things, sir?
don't revise, Sayed. Don't revise it. Read a basic points. You have which you prepared your notes now. Prefer your notes and read the basic points and recently released varieties. You focus more before 1 or 2 weeks before the exam and basic articles of Jitendra Singh. 1 month before the exam, you have to read a must for the basic horticulture by Jitendra Singh because they will ask most of the questions are asked. They will ask basic points only, which we don't know. Those are present in the basic of horticulture. So you have to focus more on basic horticulture before 1 or 2 weeks before the exam. Don't go depth and don't overthink what type of questions will come like that. You have to maintain your mindset to attempt all those kind of questions what they will give.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Prefer more basic points.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can we expect repeated questions from previous year papers?
Up to 2019 we can expect, but from 2020 the pattern was changed and somewhat little bit tricky and somewhat imaginable. Means crop, they won't ask direct questions. They are not asking direct questions. So we can't expect and don't depends on objective books only. You have to read. You have to, if you are in present in third year, you have to read with standard books only. Don't go with the instant glass tests. They are just a copy paste of standard books only. If you are present in third year, then you can go with the handbook of horticulture by KL Chand and fruits for fruits by Ranjit Singh, for vegetables by Vishnu Swarup. These three are standard books. After the completion of those standard books, you can go with instant clusters only.
Okay, sir.
And one more thing, Ravina.
Ma'am.
Generally, for any school, it should have a habit of reading textbooks. In a subject, we have to understand. So whenever we understand the subject, no, we can attempt those questions. Some peculiarly 10-20 questions. Only if we know the subject, only if we understand the subject, only we can attempt. Adamna? So try to read more textbooks. So at
Okay,
least
ma'am.
casual reading ఇవ్వాలి టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ ఎప్పుడైనా క్యాజువల్ రీడింగ్ ఇస్తే జస్ట్ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ బిహైండ్ ఇట్ ఫిజియాలజీ కానీ బయోకెమిస్ట్రీ వాట్ ఈస్ ఒక యాక్షన్ కి రిలేటెడ్ ఏది ఉంటుంది అన్నది వెన్ యూ రీడ్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ సో యూ కెన్ అటెంప్ట్ ఈజీలీ దోస్ క్వశ్చన్స్.
Okay, ma'am.
Am I right, Rambabu?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we expect recent happened events or on horticulture related?
Yeah, they will ask one or two questions, but don't waste your time by reading all those articles. If you come to know those articles, nearly maximum in Solanaceae and Cruciferi and Aliaceae family, they will ask this kind of questions, which is also present in Vishnu Swarup book. You prefer Vishnu Swarup, then you will get these kind of questions only. Don't go with articles.
Okay, sir. For
Recent advances also
floriculture,
will focus. Mm. Yeah, yeah.
for
For flooring.
floriculture and ornamentals, what we have to read more, sir?
For floriculture, instant glasses is enough. Instant glasses is enough. Don't go with essence also, for my point of view. And if time permits to you, you can go with essence. And glimpses of means Desha, Desha's bits. One bit bank is there. Desha's floriculture at a glance by Desha's. This is the only objective bits. Nearly 1,000 or 1,200 bits are there, will be present, and you can give 5 to 6 revisions of those 1,200 bits. Direct bits will come from those books only. Don't waste it.
Okay, sir.
For plantation crops also, you can go with recently released varieties. Last year, one black pepper variety was asked, Arca Kurg Excel. Arca Kurg Excel was everything. Think that it was cardamom, but it was black pepper variety, recently released variety, which is present in the Chikmagalur in Karnataka. Recently released variety. These kind of questions you have to remember and focus more on recently released varieties. Don't go with old varieties.
Sir, what about the post harvest related and preserving, like
Post harvest and
for post harvest technologies?
yeah, post harvest technology. Instant horticulture by SN Gupta. That is enough. Instant horticulture is enough, and go with Gloucester's horticulture by Selva Kumar. And one is glimpses of post harvest by Uddal Singh. One nearly 500 objective bits will there. You can check it. You can cross check it on a bits. Yeah, those bits will come. And in post harvest, you focus more on OTS, permissible limits, acid permissible limit, TSS permissible limits. These kind of questions they will ask. You have to focus more on TSS and the permissible limits of citric acid and a natural juice. These kind of questions.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Rambabu.
Yes, sir.
Rambabu. Can we explain? Will you keep some mock test for our juniors? Will you plan?
Mock test. If they are interested, then I will say.
Actually, they have to ask us, but okay, we should train them how the exam will be now.
Yeah, yeah. I will.
First, we'll go through department wise. After every department,
Yes.
we'll keep a complete combined one about horticulture. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
And all the books, whatever what are there in our library. Will you suggest some books which are more important and that are not there in our library?
The books which I told you all are present in library, sir. I studied from library only.
Okay.
The
So,
books which
any
I
suggestions
suggested
to strengthen
to
our library? That number of books are okay, or we have to buy few more?
Sir, for my point of view, those books are enough, sir.
Enough, huh? Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rambabu, thank you. We just
Thank you,
plan
sir.
to keep mock test, okay, na?
Sure, sir. We will
Okay,
try.
okay.
Yes, sir.
JRF in charge is our Nirosha madam only. We'll ask madam and we'll plan accordingly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, na?
Sure, sir.
Okay, Rambabu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Still
Is it
any
confirmed?
please ask.
Yeah. Some more doubts are there. You can immediately continue, Amma. Syed, only one person is asking. What about the others? Hmm? If, shall we conclude? Then, Nirosha,
Madam.
I think I have one more question, Ramabu. They need to search some websites also, particularly database. Always they have to search some data, particularly.
Yes, ma'am. For
Wise,
data
status.
wise, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Which state is standing first or how much percentage of yield, everything and all. Database में NHB का books, handbooks they had to read, I think. Have you come across such type of questions here when you attempted, ma?
Ma'am, this kind of questions they won't ask, ma'am. But if they will ask, then you should refer magazines.
Yeah, if it is only a few of the questions, they can go it or they can also update it. Once they come across it, they can note it down, prepare in a notes. Okay, recent ka? Okay. Simply the thing is, if it is, even that they are not supposed to lose it. That's my opinion. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, they are collecting some information also regarding area and production.
Yeah,
In
area production
classes,
wise,
we are
productivity.
guiding them to refer NHP database. So they will download those estimates, first estimate, second, total final estimates will be there.
Mhm.
No? For second years, I have informed ma'am. So they have started collecting those information.
You can also supplement them as ARF teachers also. They can also give some information.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ramabu, I think you can help our students in conducting one mock test also. That's a good suggestion by Prashant. So,
Yes, sir.
I hope that shortly our students are going to write one mock test with your
Okay, ma'am.
important. Okay, we'll be in
Okay,
touch
ma'am.
with you.
Okay, ma'am.
So, thanks a lot, Amma. I'll be
Thank you,
leaving.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natasha, ma'am, for
Thank
giving
you,
this
Rama.
opportunity.
Ask one of our students, the Syed,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, that time we'll just lecture, huh? Okay, right? Yeah.
Yes. Ma'am, can we conclude?
Yeah.
Now the time to build up the session has finally come. Firstly, I thank Lord Rambabu sir for having consented to be our guest speaker. We are also very grateful, sir, for your all insights and tips on JRF. Our gratitude and respect to our associate dean, madam, and thanks to Nirosha, madam, who helped a lot. I thank one and all who have till now joined the meeting and listened. So thank you, everyone. We will meet on next Saturday with different tools.